In 2092, weather adjustments has destroyed maximum plants at the planet, making Earth almost uninhabitable. An enterprise called the UTS builds a new orbiting domestic for humanity that mimics the natural approaches on Earth, but only some chosen ones are allowed to stay there, or even less than that could end up citizens. Those remaining on Earth should cope with the polluted air, excessive taxes, and excessive poverty. Founder of UTS Sullivan is running on making Mars a new Earth through developing genetically changed plants. He tells a gaggle of newshounds approximately of his plans, saying that the grand establishing of a Mars colony may be soon. One of the newshounds calls him out due to the fact initiatives thus far have handiest helped the elite and left hundreds of humans returned on Earth, now no longer to point out all of the particles flying quicker than bullets in area. Workers called area sweepers have to danger their lives to smooth that up. Promoting the part admits his plans aren't ideal and consents to have a speak with the reporter in private. On Earth, Tejo is determined to discover his daughter and tries to pay the government with the little rice he has left to allow him see the modern-day frame that arrived to the morgue. They're used to him doing this regularly and take him to the morgue. However, as soon as again it's a fake alarm. The subsequent day a large piece of particles crashes with a satellite TV for PC close to the solar battery charging area. An institution of area sweepers hurries to get preserve of it with their ships. However, they're unexpectedly interrupted through the advent of a deliver called Victory. Android Bubs stands on pinnacle of the deliver and throws a harpoon with a rope that connects to the piece of particles. Then Victory takes off, inflicting the alternative sweepers to chase after them. Bubs begins evolved rolling the rope to deliver with inside the particles as Tiger handles the deliver's equipment so it may run rapid and smoothly. When the alternative ships get near and try and try and spoil the loot, Captain Zhang makes use of Victory's arm to push them away without lots trouble. Then pilot Tejo Mackay unstable circulate and flies Victory across the solar panels, flying through tight areas to escape without a threat of being followed. This causes them to nearly crash towards the residential area. However, Tejo movements the deliver simply in time and they most effective spoil an antenna. Afterward they input the factory, that is a waste control satellite. Tejo sells all of the substances they've gathered, however the pay is poor, and of pinnacle of that they must pay for the antenna and the corresponding taxes. In the end, the group is left in debt. Tejo reacts badly and the clerk threatens him with a knife to calm him down. On TV, the information display lacking signal for an android referred to as Dorothy, who turned into stolen from UTS days in the past by way of means of and seems innocent. However, she's genuinely a weapon, so if civilians see her, they must name protection as a substitute of drawing near her. However, Tejo doesn't pay much interest and leaves. That evening, the tension is excessive. The various Victory group due to their debt situation. An argument ensues and it quickly will become an real combat that leaves the humans unconscious. Bubs places away her cash in a field, revealing she's the most effective one which has been maintaining right savings. Her dream is to get a higher frame with artificial skin. Later the group is going out to paintings at the particles they picked up, which seems to be a damaged deliver in a instead desirable circumstance. Thinking about it came from a place complete of nanobots that devour steal up. Suddenly a few lighting prompt in the deliver, so that they open up the shipment field and watch a bunch of air luggage glide out. Hidden amongst them, they're bowled over to peer to Dorothy. They take her into Victory and Tejo can't assist thinking approximately his very own daughter while he seems at her. At that second the information display the lacking advert once more and the group receives scared after they pay attention. She's a weapon, fast walking for canopy while she opens her mouth. However, she's simply sneezing. Then the group runs to cover of the rooms and determine how to proceed. Tejo comes out once more to try and tie her up. However, as quickly as she movements he receives scared and hides at the back of a few steel. At that second he notices she has a bag, so he grabs it and takes it with him to his room to look at its contents. There's a telecell smartphone with masses of neglected requires a person named Dr. Kang and a few office work from UTS with the equal name. The team comes to a decision to fly in the direction of one of the residential district for non-citizens. They depart the deliver, however Dorothy remains at the back of and when she's alone, She well-known shows a strength that causes a lifeless plant to bloom. Meanwhile, the team goes to a bar and discusses what to do. Tiger tried calling the police and turned into left on waiting. However, Tae-ho thinks they could make top cash via way of means of selling Dorothy to the Black Foxes. An argument ensues, and as soon as all of them attain an agreement, Tae-ho takes out a device that distorts his voice and isn't traceable. He calls Dr. Kang and suggests him a video of Dorothy, requesting $1 million in alternate for the woman. Kang at once consents to pay and that they determine an assembly spot. While the team attire up for the alternate, an alert rings with inside the computer, revealing the police are coming. They at once take off the disguises and hide the woman, appearing regular proper earlier than an officer comes aboard. The cop explains his station were given a name from this deliver and notices Tiger gesturing at a person at the back of a door. With a taser in hand, he enters the room to look for whatever suspicious. However, Dorothy sneaks round and constantly remains hidden. Tae-ho takes a number of Bob's financial savings and places within inside the cop's hand earlier than the fellow pushes him away. However, the coins continues to be in his hands and Bob's recorded everything, so Jang threatens to record him until he leaves. Afterward, Tae-ho and Tiger placed on the costumes once more and visit a membership with inside the commercial district for the alternate. While Tiger keeps Dorothy secure in a bag, Tae-ho movements to satisfy with Kang, who surprises him from at the back of and tests for guns earlier than telling him to move. In a balcony nearby, a few guards get prepared to shoot. The duo meets with Tiger and Kang palms him a suitcase with the cash. However, once they open the bag they find out Dorothy is gone. The woman is wandering a number of the dancing crowd, who abruptly freezes when they were a child. At that second everyone's gadgets begin displaying Dorothy's lacking advert step again in fear. The guards open Hearthplace and Tae-ho drags her out of the manor simply in time. However, the pictures damage the DJ sales space and chaos ensues as absolutely each person runs away in panic. Kang maintains trying to attain Dorothy, however the strolling crowd pushes him along. As Tae-ho and Tiger hold searching out Kang, a shield notices them and fires proper at them, but Dorothy's energy creates a guard that dissolves all of the bullets. The guards nonetheless hold on capturing till there's now no longer unmarried presence left with inside the room, questioning they've killed their objectives. However, the men controlled to sneak away with Dorothy and that they're leaving in victory now. Since the delivery has damage, they have to live with inside the factory. After scolding them for failing, Jang destroys Dorothy's telecell smartphone due to the fact she thinks the guards used it to song them. She stored Kang's variety in order to touch him with their own communicate. Approximately the nanobots on Mars which might be looking to construct floor or even an ocean. Someone added him Dorothy's goggles from the membership and he maintains watching them as he scolds his group, pronouncing they have to locate evidence that there's no wish on Earth. His veins benefit a darkish color as he wiggles in pain. Sometime later Dorothy asks Tae-ho for scissors and makes use of them to reduce off the tomatoes which have grown at the plant. Tae-ho is inspired and takes Dorothy with him to promote them to different sweepers, making a few cash, however additionally bonding with inside the process. Afterward it's Bob's flip to observe over Dorothy and that they percentage makeup. While they chat, Bob's experiment discovers a secret approximately Dorothy. However, the lady modifications the problem to ask approximately Tae-ho. Bobs explains Tae-ho changed into child soldier, and for maximum of his lifestyles he knew nothing however violence. One day at some stage in undertaking, his group killed a mom and he observed a toddler with inside the hands of the lifeless body. Instead of sending her to Earth just like the policies said, he followed her as his daughter. Soon he determined that the explosion from the undertaking had left her deaf and he blamed himself. So from then on he wasn't successful of hurting humans anymore. This prompted UTS to fire him and that they ended up in a negative neighborhood. One night even as Tae-ho changed into looking to make a few cash, his daughter wandered away. Suddenly a few area particles crashed with inside the neighborhood, killing lots of human beings and sending the others going for walks in panic. In the chaos, Tae-ho couldn't locate his daughter and watched in horror how a part of the metropolis flew away into area. Later, the government defined that they'd approximately 3 years to locate the body, After that there might be zero hazard of restoration due to the fact that particles might be some distance away. A C corporation will be employed to locate her Speedy. However he couldn't have enough money then. To this day Taeho continues to be seeking out her. That's why he joined a sweeper team. Bob's tale is interrupted while a few courtroom docket dealers locate her with Dorothy. At that second the dealer's telecell smartphone began ringing and Taeho attempts speeding to it. However, the dealers stop him. A determined Taeho simply pushes them away and manages to get the call. At some stage in which he is of the same opinion to a brand new assembly with Kang. Unfortunately the courtroom docket dealers capture victory, pronouncing its now belongings of the financial institution due to the team's debt. In private, Tiger admits he doesn't want to promote Dorothy anymore due to the fact he fears what they will do to her. However, Taeho wishes the money to locate his daughter and the team wishes to get the deliverer back. When Dorothy is going to the bathroom, a person follows her inside. Suddenly the team hears her scream and that they understand she's been kidnapped. The team at once begins involved seeking out her and Tiger recalls the tunnels. So he jumps in there to discover a guy taking Dorothy away. A chase ensues and Tiger loses sight of them. However, Taeho arrives simply in time to take Dorothy from the kidnapper by surprise. Then the man takes out the blade. Most effective for Taeho to speedy carry him down together along with his soldier training. Unfortunately the person isn't on my own and extra masked criminals pop out on the equal time Tiger returns, angrily beating all of them up in simply a depend of minutes. Jang additionally comes and unmasks the leader, coming across the clerk that usually buys their particles. In the meantime, Sullivan is having an assembly with the reporter that known as him out. Sullivan explains he doesn't select the residents in line with their financial status. His machine runs DNA assessments to select the human beings with the high-quality genes. The reporter factors out that UTS is draining Earth's economic system and growing to planetary waste, efficaciously accelerating Earth's death. Getting creepy, Sullivan begins describing how he noticed everybody in his village die while he became younger and he misplaced his family, so in view that then he promised he could make humanity better. At the identical time his guards carry in subconscious Black Fox and drop him at the floor. Sullivan tells the reporter he'll make him a citizen if he shoots the fox, and the reporter does it after a few hesitation. However, Sullivan sees this as proof the fellow is trash and kills him whilst his skin modifications color. Back to the crew, they confront the kidnappers whilst Dorothy rushes to the bathroom. Jang factors out robots don't poop and concludes Dorothy is human, which Bobs confirms. Then she makes use of a unique mold to show the kidnappers tattoos, proving them to be black foxes. The organization explains the foxes aren't terrorists, they're certainly an environmental organization. Dorothy became born with an contamination that destroys her nerves, so her father Kang injected nanobots into her body. These repaired her nerves, however also gave her unique powers to make plant life grow. This supposed she ought to heal Earth and Sullivan's Mars mission wouldn't be needed. When Sullivan heard approximately Dorothy, he dispatched his guards to kill her. The labs and scientists that labored with her have been destroyed. However, Dorothy couldn't be killed due to the fact the handiest manner to kill an nanobot is to apply a hydrogen bomb. Such a bomb can be determined in the factory's anti-gravity system, so the squaddies need to place her there and blow it up. Then the factory could crash on Earth and reason sufficient nuclear screw-ups to subsequently placed and cease to it. In short, Sullivan desires to cleanse humanity. Suddenly they listen a few gunshots and find out the squaddies have arrived on the factory and are seeking out them by way of means of hitting any individual they see inside the manor. The foxes break out through the lower back door whilst Jang and Tiger stroll calmly through the corridors, pretending they're random workers. Taeho takes Dorothy and that they break out through the vents. However, Dorothy sneezes and a soldier sees them. They begin moving quicker because the soldier opens Earth place and Jang creates a distraction by way of means of activating victory. Taeho and Dorothy manipulate to make it to a bridge and run as they stay away from the hearth place from the guards, leaping at the ultimate 2D to seize onto the deliverer earlier than it leaves. When a soldier additionally jumps and lands on pinnacle of Taeho, It pulls at Dorothy till they're each falling. The soldier makes a super landing and receives geared up to seize the girl. Best for Tiger to swing by way of means of and seize her first. Once everyone is aboard, Tahoe flies out as speedy as possible. Missiles following them and one explodes too near the deliver, sending it flying into the particle's subject. Soon victory begins if Valve failing and the group can't preserve up with all of the vital repairs, which permits a nanobot infestation to get into the deliver. As the nanobots cowl the whole victory, Dorothy turns on her powers and sends them all away in seconds. Then she passes out and Tiger notices her coronary heart has stopped, so he without delay begins a valved CPR. To his surprise, Dorothy farts and wakes up as though not anything happened. Soon victory leaves the particle's subject and alternatives up the news, which announce the group contributors are actually wanted criminals. They've been labeled as contributors of the Black Foxes or even blamed for the attack on the membership and the factory. At the equal time, Sullivan goes via scientific treatment whilst searching on the group's files. Jang used to be an engineer for the UTS Genius program and invented a fiend for shape an anti-UTS organization. She attempted to assassinate Sullivan however failed, and her complete institution died.